Hey, my name is Bobby Fournier. I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer since 2008. I've done everything from training to management, and I am now currently a gym owner and a trainer. Beginners in the gym, the best way to get started is to start off with your foundation. And the way I look at that is starting from the ground up, making sure that the movements are right and that the body's doing what the body's supposed to do. So typically I will give some tips for people to start off with some good compound exercises, meaning a back squat, a bench press, or a push-up, a pull-up, a dip. What we want to do is make sure that there's a proper range of motion and that the isolation is there and the stabilization is there. Because if you don't have the stabilization and you're not isolating the muscle groups, right, you'll start to go through these movements and there'll be compensation. And the body's a kinetic chain, so if you have something that's aggravated or something that's injured, there's a particular injury, that weight's going to transfer and the body's a kinetic chain, so it'll go from one area to the next and so on and so forth. So there's two types of injuries. There's one that happens right at the gate, one that's accumulated over time. And when you're a beginner, you don't necessarily know if you've been hurt or if you're doing the exercises correctly, you're just going through the motions. So what I do during coaching is I primarily focus on these movements. We get the movements right and then we progress from there. And then your programming has everything to do with it. My advice is the best athletes in the world have coaches. I would definitely meet with a coach that is very reputable, that has a pretty wide range of background. Do a couple sessions, work on these movements, see where you're at. Just because you see it on YouTube doesn't mean that it's right for you. Just because you see somebody that's got this physique or this particular, they've been working at it for a long time. It doesn't just come naturally. Sometimes people are genetically more gifted, but when you're talking about programming and you're talking about putting yourself or getting yourself to this physique that you want or this aesthetic appeal that you would like, you really got to focus on with proper form. So go get a couple sessions with a trainer, work on these movements and get a baseline. I'm all about putting in the work first. If you're a beginner, it takes time. It takes time to get to that point where you can actually physically do the work to be able to see the end result. So, does it make more sense to go get it done? If you want the easy way out, go ahead. But if you're talking about longevity and time, the older you get, things start to drop, regardless of whether you had work done or not. You're gonna have to continuously go through this and continue to get this work done for the rest of your life, or you can make this a lifestyle change and continue to practice these things and have it and educate yourself and learn how to take care of you. Genetics are genetics. You can be curvy, you can be long and lean, 3 different body types. Mesomorph, endomorph, ectomorph. What body type are you? It's a great question, right? So now you need to think about is, what are my genetics like? What does my mom look like? What does my mom look like? What does my dad look like? What does my dad's dad look like? Now, who do you tend to the most? And how do you train these particular areas? You need to think about rest, reps, sets, load, nutrition. Nutrition is 80% of this. Most people that just don't understand the concept of macronutrients breakdown, carb, fat, proteins, and they think, oh, you know what, I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna prep, I'm gonna do prepping for a certain amount of time, and then there's inconsistency. You gotta eat right, you gotta train right, you gotta make sure that you're putting in all that hard work first to see, or at least give some time for the program to actually take its course. And then, if you're stuck and you can't seem to break through plateaus, you go back and you reassess. That's the most important thing. Yep, typically about 3 weeks in, you'll start to feel the difference. 5 to 6 weeks, you'll really start to see some changes happening. Your legs might start toning up, things might start shifting a little bit, glutes are starting to get a little bit more engaged, your shoulder blades are sitting down and back a little bit more, your core is getting stronger. You'll start to feel and see those differences, typically anywhere between 3 and 6 weeks, depending on how consistent you are. Now, as far as your genetic, back to the topic of genetics and things like that, I'm a firm believer of training to your body type. So your loads, reps, rest, sets. Make sure you're training in the right approach to your body style. Don't look at somebody on Instagram or look at somebody in the gym and compare yourself to anybody else. Stick to what to your body, get results, feel the changes happening, and be confident in what you're doing as an individual. Don't compare yourself to other people's. We are our best critic. We know when we're doing right and when we're doing wrong. And if you can honestly look in the mirror and say, I gave everything I had on that program and it didn't work, then you might want to go back and reassess. If you know you've been slacking and eating shit and not being consistent and not holding yourself accountable and not getting a good support channel and putting in that hard work, then you might want to reassess your delivery and your level of commitment. So Snap, what we do here is we offer free classes for all of our members. I am a firm believer in coaching. I will push coaching to the very end, and that gives you real results. It allows you to tap into the brains of a certified personal trainer and learn some different approaches. It holds people accountable. We have the free classes. We also have a three-dimensional body scanner, which is a Staiku body scanner. We tap in on postural assessments, we tap on measurements, and then most importantly, when we do our reassessments to show you what the program's actually done, we can go back in there and I can show you these changes that you've made. We've had one woman that has lost over 30 inches working with us, doing classes, doing PT, and she has come so far along in her journey in this process, and that's real results, that's commitment, and that's what we're about. It's about a tight-knit community. Everybody knows everybody, we communicate with everybody, and we'll continue to do so. And this place is a place that it's not a big box feel. We are a smaller boutique style gym that we love our members and we love our groups. I mean, it's a pretty tight knit. Like I said, you come in here and you're going to be able to be greeted at the door the same time, the same way, every way that you come in, with the same smiling faces, and be able to cut up with some of your friends and get to meet some people. We really like to keep it in a networking type of gym too. So if you need referrals, things like that, it's a good family feel.